Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary treasure of the Knights Templar? Was it gold, silver, or something far more powerful, like the Holy Grail itself? For centuries, this mystery has captivated historians and treasure hunters, and today, we're diving deep into one of history's greatest unsolved riddles. Let's travel back to the 12th century, to the aftermath of the First Crusade. A small group of 9 French knights swore an oath to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. They called themselves the Poor Fellow Soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon. From these humble beginnings, the Knights Templar were born. They started with nothing, relying on donations to survive. But their devotion and military skill quickly earned them the favor of the Pope and the crowned heads of Europe. Within a few decades, these warrior monks transformed into something the world had never seen before: Europe's first multinational corporation. How did they become so incredibly wealthy? First, donations poured in. Kings, queens, and nobles gifted them vast tracts of land, castles, and fortunes, hoping to secure their own salvation. Second, they invented an ingenious system that we would now recognize as modern banking. A pilgrim could deposit their money at a Templar preceptory in London or Paris and receive a letter of credit. They could then travel to Jerusalem, present the letter, and withdraw their funds, minus a small fee. This system was revolutionary, protecting travelers from bandits on the dangerous roads. With commanderies all across Europe and the Holy Land, their network was vast and secure, making them the go-to bankers for the rich and powerful. Their wealth grew to unimaginable proportions. They owned land, farms, vineyards, and even their own fleet of ships. They weren't just soldiers, or financiers, landlords, and diplomats. But their immense power and wealth made them enemies. One of their biggest debtors was the King of France himself, Philip IV, also known as Philip the Fair. He was deeply in debt to the order and saw their wealth as a solution to his financial problems. He devised a sinister plan to seize their assets and destroy them once and for all. The date was Friday, October 13, 1307. In a shocking, coordinated dawn raid across France, King Philip's men arrested hundreds of Templars, including their Grand Master, Jacques de Malle. The suddenness and secrecy of the operation caught the knights completely off guard. This event is often cited as the origin of the superstitions surrounding Friday the 13th. The Templars were thrown into dungeons and subjected to brutal torture to force confessions. What were they accused of? The charges were as shocking as they were baseless. Philip's inquisitors claimed the Templars were heretics. They were accused of spitting and urinating on the cross during their secret initiation rites, of denying Christ, and of engaging in obscene rituals. The most sensational charge was the worship of a mysterious idol, a severed head they supposedly called Baphomet. These accusations, extracted under extreme duress, were designed to turn public opinion against the once revered order and justify the king's actions. The Pope, Clement V, initially hesitant, was pressured by Philip to authorize the persecution across Christendom. At the heart of this tragedy was the last Grand Master, Jacques de Malle. For 7 long years, he was imprisoned and tortured. He initially confessed to some of the charges to stop the pain, but in the end, his conscience wouldn't allow the lies to stand. On March 18, 1314, as he was about to be sentenced to life in prison, he and another Templar leader publicly recanted their forced confessions, proclaiming their innocence and the purity of the order. An enraged King Philip ordered them to be burned at the stake that very same day. As the flames rose around him, legend says Jacques de Malle issued a curse, summoning both King Philip and Pope Clement to appear before God's judgment within a year. In a chilling twist of fate, both men died within months of his execution. But what about the treasure? Here's where the mystery deepens. It seems the Templars may have been forewarned. When the king's men raided the Paris temple, the order's headquarters, they found the coffers virtually empty. The vast treasury was gone. One of the most compelling theories centers on the Templar fleet docked at the port of La Rochelle. It's said that on the eve of the arrests, several ships, heavily laden with the order's gold, silver, and crucial archives, slipped out of the harbor under the cover of darkness. They vanished without a trace, never to be seen again. Where did they go? This leads us to the most exciting part of the legend: the idea that their treasure was unjust gold. but sacred relics of unimaginable significance. Some believe that during their time stationed on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, the very site of Solomon's temple, the Templars conducted secret excavations. Did they unearth the Ark of the Covenant? Or, most famously, did they find and become the guardians of the Holy Grail, the cup used by Christ at the Last Supper? If they possessed such a powerful relic, it would explain their rapid rise to power and why they would go to such lengths to hide it. So, if the fleet escaped, where did it take the treasure? The theories are spread across the globe. One popular destination is Scotland. Robert the Bruce was excommunicated at the time, making Scotland a safe haven for the fugitive knights. The mysterious and symbolism-rich Roslin Chapel, built by the Sinclair family who had ties to the Templars, is often cited as a potential hiding place for the Grail or other treasures. Its intricate carvings depict imagery that some experts link directly to Templar and even Masonic traditions. Another theory points to the mountains of Switzerland. The Templars' financial expertise could have helped form the foundation of Switzerland's legendary banking system, and their treasure could still be hidden deep within a secret alpine vault. Then there's the tantalizing Oak Island mystery in Nova Scotia, Canada. For over 200 years, treasure hunters have been trying to solve the puzzle of the Money Pit, complex booby-trap shaft that some believe was built by the Templars to hide there. Fortune, after crossing the Atlantic long before Columbus, could the lost fleet have sailed to North America? The influence of the Templars didn't end with their suppression. Many believe that the surviving knights went underground, their traditions and knowledge morphing into other secret societies. The most direct connection is often made to the birth of modern Freemasonry. Many Masonic rites, symbols, and degrees, like the Knight Templar degree, seem to carry on the legacy and ideals of the original order. From secret societies to blockbuster novels like The Da Vinci Code and video games like Assassin's Creed, the Knights Templar continued to exert a powerful grip on our collective imagination. This brings us back to our ultimate question. Was the great lost treasure of the Knights Templar a hoard of gold and jewels, a physical fortune that could make a king? Or was it something far more profound? Was it a secret knowledge? Perhaps a discovery made beneath the Temple Mount that threatened the very foundations of the Church and the monarchies of Europe. A secret so powerful that they had to be destroyed to protect the established order. The truth, like the treasure itself, remains lost to history. An enduring mystery that continues to challenge and inspire. What do you think they were hiding? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this historical adventure. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration of history's greatest secrets.